On the cold stone streets of the city, a small white kitten sat hunched over. His fur was dirty, his tiny body hidden under ragged, torn clothes. His eyes shimmered with hope as he meowed softly at strangers passing by, but most ignored him. A single empty bowl sat in front of him, waiting for kindness that never seemed to arrive. From across the street, a group of well-groomed kittens appeared. Their collars sparkled with jewels, their fur brushed perfectly. They looked at the white kitten and laughed cruelly. "Look at him," one rich kitten sneered, "begging like a stray." Another giggled, "He doesn't belong with us." The poor white kitten lowered his head, his torn clothes clinging to his fragile frame. But deep inside, something stirred, something stronger than shame. As the laughter faded, the little white kitten clenched his paws. He looked at his reflection in a puddle, a weak, ragged figure staring back. But within those tired eyes, a spark of determination was born. "I will not stay like this forever," he thought. The next day, the kitten borrowed a broken violin someone had discarded. He sat on the same corner, still in his torn clothes, and began to play. His tiny paws trembled, but the melody that echoed through the streets was gentle and full of heart. A few people stopped. Some even dropped coins into his bowl. For the first time, he felt hope rising in his chest. Days turned into weeks, and hardships followed. One rainy night, the kitten continued to play while drenched, his clothes soaked and clinging to his shivering body. His paws were numb, and only a few coins rattled in his bowl. Tears welled up, but he refused to stop. His music rose above the storm, carrying his will to survive. Then a kind stranger approached. Kneeling down, the human offered him food and placed several coins into the bowl. The kitten froze, his wide eyes shimmering with gratitude. For the first time, he felt seen, not as a beggar, but as someone with worth. He smiled through his torn clothes and bowed his head in thanks. Day by day, the white kitten grew stronger. His music improved, his paws moved with grace. Soon, he was invited to play on a small street stage. People clapped and cheered, smiling at the little kitten in torn clothes who played from the heart. For the first time, applause replaced pity. One morning, the kitten found himself in a bakery. The owner, touched by his perseverance, gave him a small job. He delivered bread to customers, his ragged clothes now hidden under a tiny apron. Though he still looked poor, his eyes shined with dignity. He was no longer a stray. He was building a life. With time, the kitten returned to the same street where he once begged. The rich kittens who once mocked him stood there again. But this time, they fell silent. The once weak beggar stood tall and proud, patched clothes on his back and confidence in his stride. They recognized him, and they were stunned. The rich kittens lowered their heads, ashamed of their cruelty. But instead of anger, the white kitten only smiled. "I forgive you," his eyes seemed to say. His journey had taught him strength, not bitterness. Sunlight broke through the clouds, bathing him in golden light. He had earned not just respect, but peace. That evening, inside a cozy kitchen, the white kitten finally sat at a proper table. In front of him was a feast: fresh fish, warm bread, creamy soup, and milk. He wore his patched, torn clothes still, a reminder of his journey. With a smile, he took his first bite, his heart full. For the first time, he wasn't hungry. For the first time, he was home. From rags to dignity, from hunger to fulfillment, the white kitten's journey proves that no amount of mocking can defeat a determined heart.